Welcome to Whole and Healthy Cooking with Chef Val. Hi, I'm Chef Valerie Wilson. I've been teaching healthy, whole foods cooking classes since 1997. I'm the author of 6 cookbooks. I teach cooking classes on a regular basis, and I also offer one-on-one lifestyle counseling. My website is macroval.com, so make sure you go there and check out all that I have to offer. Today, I am going to teach you how to make chocolate candy with wild violet flowers. That's right, we're going to use the abundance from nature that grows wild to create beautiful food. So in my backyard, I am blessed to have wild violets growing. And the last few days, I have had an abundance of them, and I'm very excited about it. So here is some of the wild violet flowers that I picked today. And mine are a mix between like a light purple and a white. You might find wild violets growing that are a darker purple. Some wild violets are just completely white. Now, the flower and the leaves are both edible, and you can make tea out of both. In fact, I taught a cooking class last year how to make tea with the leaves, and I just did a video how to make tea with the wild violet flowers, and that tea is so delicious. Make sure you watch that video if you get a chance. So we go out in, like, my backyard is all natural, all organic. It's never been sprayed, so I'm blessed. So we find the wild violet flowers. They're very easy to pick. You don't need scissors or anything. You just pick them with your hands, and they just break right off. Very, very easy. And you bring them in your house, and then you need to wash them. So let's do that. You're going to need a few things to get ready to wash. You're going to need a colander. You need a bowl. And then I have this set up. I have an old cookie sheet, and I have a rack, and then I put white paper towel down. This is how I dry the flowers, okay? So about 10 minutes ago, I washed some of the violet flowers, and they've been sitting in this colander for a few minutes, so that way all the excess water has been drained out. I do that before I put them on the paper towel, so they're not soaking wet when I put them on the paper towel. So now I can just sprinkle them on the paper towel like this. Just sprinkle the flowers on there. And I have to tell you, these smell amazing. They have this beautiful light fragrance that's just a delicate, sweet smell of spring. Yeah, I wish you could smell these. And the purpose of putting them on a white paper towel too is, ooh, I dropped one. You'll see little twigs on the white paper towel that you want to pull out of there and get rid of, like so. And then I usually let them sit on this white paper towel like this and dry even more for about an hour. If you leave them like this on the paper towel for like a long time, like 5 or 6 hours, they're gonna wilt. So I do it for about an hour, and then I freeze them. I'll show you that also. But right now, I want to focus on the washing. So these are the ones that came from my yard. And get a bowl and put it in your sink and just put the flowers in the bowl like so. Get some cold water. Just wash them with some cold water. Kind of swish them around like this. And then you have your colander sitting here. You're just going to take the flowers out and put them in the colander. Now, any sand or dirt is going to fall to the bottom. And depending on where you picked your flowers, you may want to wash them 2 or 3 times. It depends on how much dirt is in there. So look at this. There's not hardly any dirt in there at all. So my flowers are not that dirty. So I'm just washing them once. But again, you could do it multiple times depending on the dirt level that you have. All right. So you wash them, you put them in the colander for like 10 minutes, excess water drains out, and then you put them on the white paper towel about an hour. You let them dry. Then after an hour, you freeze them. Let me show you that. So I have this, I'm drawing a blank on the name of this. It's to put it in the freezer so it doesn't stick. Silicone. It's silicone. And see, when you freeze them, they stay beautiful and fresh. They don't get wilted. So if you want to use them for decoration, like we're going to make these chocolate candies, they retain their beautiful shape. Now, after I freeze them laid out flat, then I put them in containers like this and put a lid and freeze them. I can use these to make tea, to make more chocolate candy. I also make jam with wild violet flowers. Last year I did raspberry wild violet, blueberry wild violet. That was fun and delicious. But today we're going to make the chocolate candies with the frozen violet flowers. Okay, so let me move that over here and show you the candy making process. So when I was a kid, my mom used to make candy for us, and maybe your mom did too, or maybe you've had a relative that did this, or maybe you were blessed enough to do it yourself. But these are chocolate candy molds. These are flowers, little flowers that I have. They have various different shapes and things like that. I did 2 of them ahead of time so I can show you what I'm going to do. But these little molds you can get at cake decorating stores, or sometimes people are getting rid of them. You find them. I am using vegan chocolate chips, and I put them in a pan, very low temperature, and I just melt the chocolate. And then what you do is you take, I'm just going to make a couple small flowers. You just put the chocolate in the little mold like so. Okay, just like that. Now for today's candy, I am also going to use some of my homemade white mulberry jam. So the process here is that you put the chocolate in the mold and then put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes so it's not liquid. See how these here have been in the fridge for a few minutes? They're not liquid anymore. If you put the decorations on the liquid, it's going to sink down. So these are solidified. This is white mulberry jam that I made with white mulberries last year. And again, because the wild violet flowers are wild and the white mulberry jam was from wild white mulberries, I thought it would be kind of a theme with the wild going on. But use your favorite jam, whatever you want. Hopefully it's sugar-free. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a dollop of the jam on top of the chocolate. What this is going to do is it's going to give another layer of flavor to these candies. And it's also going to give a place for the violet flower to stick into it and hold it. And it's also gives you like a dome. It gives you like a level. Okay, so the candy is going to be prettier. It's got more volume. And then look for a really pretty frozen wild violet flower and put it on top of the jam, like so. That's what it looks like. And then put this back in the fridge, or you could put it in the freezer until it's completely cold, and then you can pop it out. Let me show you that. All right, so I did some ahead of time. the mold that I used ahead of time. This is a cute little mold that I have. It's kitty cats. These are chocolate cats. And you can see I filled it with the chocolate. I put the jam. I put the pretty flower on it. And this is a silicone, just like what I froze the flowers on. So hopefully these are going to pop out for me and work really nice. Yep, that one came out. Now sometimes with these cute little cat molds, the tail breaks off, but that's okay. They're still cute. They're still cat molds. And so then you serve these. They're beautiful. They're decorative. I actually made these for Easter, and everybody loved them. Getting these candies out of here like so. Oh, look, the tail worked for that one. I thought it might break. Oh, they all worked. Beautiful. They all worked beautiful. Look at that. Oh, there are our chocolate cat wild violet candies. Oh, they're so, you're gonna love them. And eating the wild violet flowers, it's such a light, delicate little flower, little plant. It's not like it has a lot of texture or a lot of flavor. It's just really pretty and decorative and fun. And we also have a lot of healing properties in that violet plant. So whether it's the wild violet flower or the wild violet green leaves, you're going to get strong anti-inflammatory properties. And we want anti-inflammatory. We don't want inflammation in our body. Also, it has antiseptic properties, and it also has antifungal properties. So guess what? If you were ever outside and you accidentally cut yourself and it was springtime and there was wild violets growing around you, grab some of those plants and put it wherever you cut yourself. It's going to clean it for you. Also helps to boost your immune system, helps with clear skin. In fact, you can make a poultice with the wild violet plant if you ever have inflamed skin, and you could put a poultice on there. Can bring down high blood pressure. It's known for relieving pain. It's a natural painkiller, and it also has a calming effect on your nerves. It contains vitamin C, vitamin A, calcium, magnesium. Let's see, it can help treat infections, upper respiratory tract infections, colds, flu, virus infections, bronchitis, reduce pain and swelling, anti-inflammatory properties, and helps relieve cough, helps relieve a sore throat. It's also a digestive aid. And it helps to purify the blood, which completely makes sense because wild violet flowers come up in the springtime. And the springtime is associated with your liver, your gallbladder, and your nervous system. All of the organs that help purify your body, and the liver helps to purify your blood. So this would be excellent food for your liver. So those are some of the health benefits of the wild violet plant. And the wild violet flowers are so pretty and decorative in your food. So I hope you get a chance to make these adorable chocolate candies. Okay, you may not have a cat mold, and I get that. Maybe you have, just flowers, chocolate flower molds, whatever you have. Maybe you just have little round cups. You could do it in a little round cup too. However you can do it, just make it pretty, make it decorative, and make it wild, right? With the wild violet flowers, that's what you want. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Go to macrovale.com to check out all I have to offer. And also you can join my private cooking channel on Patreon, where I have lots of cooking videos, wonderful informative cooking videos where I teach you about the food and the healing benefits of the food. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you get outside and pick some of these wild violets. I think you're really going to like them. Remember, your journey to eating healthy begins with one small step. Let's make that small step wild violet flowers.